Discovering a new species as a biologist, scuba diver, astronaut. Do you have any history of mental illness in your family? I have an uncle who does string theory, explain wormholes, without paper and a pencil. I'd like to major in physics, specializing in theoretical physics, how original, and string theory. Daring today, aren't we? When you spend 5 hours to find an analytic solution for an equation, but then it turns out it doesn't have one. Physics exists. Goats. Doctor. What happens after we die? We clean the bed and admit a new patient. Reporter. What is it like to be a famous mathematician? Mathematicians. In maths, fame means every century. Someone will look your name up in an obscure book. I'll study at 6 p.m. I'll study at 7 p.m. I prefer to study during the night. I'll just get up early tomorrow and study. Scientist. My discoveries are useless if taken out of context. Media. Scientists claim their discoveries are useless. End of the world, place your bets. Earthquake, 5%. Meteor, 2%. Plague, 8%. Human stupidity, 85%. I love democracy. Designers, look, we have similar ideas. No, you stole my idea. Programmers, man, I stole your code. It's not my code. Carbon fiber being a fraction of the weight of steel and multiple times stronger. In one direction. According to the law of infinite probability, one day this should occur. This is the guy from my maths book, who buys 50 pineapples for no reason. Sir, what's the difference between a diameter and a radius? A radius. Sir, when you make almost as much oxygen as trees, but nobody shows you love. Sad algae noises. The geometry is too complicated to explain here, but cutting a sandwich diagonally gives you more sandwich. When the code is an absolute mess, but it works. When you fill an almost empty shampoo bottle with water to make more shampoo. Chemist. If you break the laws of man, you go to prison. If you break the laws of God, you go to hell. If you break the laws of physics, you go to Sweden and get a Nobel Prize. Mathematicians. Invent some new math. Physicists. Our math. How good you are in mathematics. Me. Physics. Physics if Isaac Newton slept under a coconut tree. Using a ton as a unit of mass. Using megagram instead. Science teacher. There are 118 elements. Me who watched Avatar, The Last Airbender, and knows there are only 4 elements. Water. Dihydrogen monoxide. When soap cleans 99.99% of germs, so you mix it with another soap to make it 199.98%. Science. My blanket when I try to find the long side. Pinocchio would be a great tool for science since his nose grows every time he makes a wrong statement. Therefore, he can test any hypothesis. When you start learning math discovered later than 1800. Oh, Neptune. Mutations in science fiction. Mutations in real life. The world if people encouraged scientists rather than worshipping celebrities. Engineer in 1969. Sends a rocket to the moon using a slide rule. Engineer now. Checks 2 plus 2 on a calculator during an exam. When the professor is passionate about teaching and you genuinely understand and enjoy the class. Nobody. Physicists every 100 years. Please ignore all my theories up to this point. Getting a unit named after you. Winning a Nobel Prize. According to the law of infinite probability, one day this should occur. No rational person would do this. Why do we think AI will end us with the same kind of barbaric tools we use? If it can simply outperform us in all human activities and make us bore, eat ourselves to death. Female birds. Male birds. Publishing numerous studies on the benefits of genetic diversity. Having 10 children with your cousin. Charles Darwin. If we move to Mars, we will have to learn physics once again. Teacher. If Tim enters a race with 4 other people, what is the probability of him winning? Me. 50%. Teacher. How is it? 50%. Me. He either wins or he loses. Sometimes my genius is. It's almost frightening. My physics teacher explaining if the sun vanishes, we won't know it for 8 minutes. Me who said it will be more than that if it happens at night. Before was. Was is. People learning English. Confused screaming. Virus are not alive. They can't replicate by themselves. Virus are alive. Virus are alive. If we put a giant mirror 10 light years away from Earth and looked at it through a telescope, theoretically we'd see 20 years in the past. Her. He's probably thinking about other girls. Him. How does Ant-Man breathe once he gets smaller than an air molecule? AI safety scientists. Climate change scientists. First time. When researchers cite their own papers in their papers, when you get into higher levels of chemistry and find out that everything you've learned so far is oversimplified and useless. Years of academy training wasted. Scientists naming viruses. The symptom: virus. What normal people see. What NASA see. Plants making oxygen. Oceanic plankton. Trees. Me handling diluted chemicals in 8th grade chemistry. Astronauts visiting unknown planets for first time in alien movies. The entire premise of the Matrix movies. Basic thermodynamics. When I forget to bring a calculator to the physics test. 100% renewables grid. When can I turn on my air conditioning? The batteries have to charge. 100% nuclear grid. I'm going to use my air conditioning. I don't care. Electron. Behaves as a wave. Human being. Watches closer. Electron. Well, now I am not doing it. Frogs. Exist. Biology students. Nature. You need to eat food to have energy. Also nature. You will need to use energy to hunt your food. Early humans. Whack. Doctors. Don't worry, the X-ray won't harm you. Also doctors. Someone. Do you have any special talent? Me. Hey, flat earthers. Explain this. The strongest force on Earth is whatever holds 5-liter buckets together. Physics. Physics if Newton slept under a coconut tree? Are we a joke to you? When you go to Greece and you see all your math symbols everywhere, build an AI chatbot to analyze medical scans. It works much faster and more effectively. Patients want to talk to the chatbot, not the doctor. Patients want to talk to the chatbot, not the doctor. Big Tech uses nanotechnology in a briefing. Tech heads across the globe. Oh my god, okay, it's happening, everybody stay calm. Superhero movies. Advanced technology they can't explain. Superhero movies. Nanotech. Left school. Left school. Me if left school. Me if I stayed in school. What happens if someone slaps you at high frequency? It hurts. Guy who made the joke. Guy who said it louder in front of the whole class. AI is theoretically extremely dangerous to society. Social media has been proven to be extremely dangerous to society. People who use social media. AI developers. I am a science student. Then tell me what's mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That's on me, I set the bar too low.